What's up, guys? Welcome back to another market update. Same old, same old. Like, I'm still waking up with a huge amount of pain, but later on I'm going to be spending all day at the hospital, so I'm deciding to record this market update much earlier than what I usually do, just so I manage to get this out. Honestly, it's so rough, like spending multiple hours a day just at, healthcare facilities, but hey, it is what it is. Not complaining as long as I'm back to fully recovered. Not going to complain. But anyways, just kicking things off, on the daily chart, we have a bearish daily bias, which means we're going to be looking for shorts. And mind you, today is Christmas Eve, and just based on what we've been able to see from the 1 hourly chart, it's incredible. Granted, the setup that we gave yesterday ended up playing out because, when price returned back into this, went down, especially right around the timing when the news dropped. Now, yesterday was different because we had news. Problem with today is that we don't have news. And it's also Christmas Eve, so chances are today is going to be a horrible trading day, including tomorrow. Tomorrow, just stay off the charts. Like, I don't even think there is a reason for me to make an market update just because of how choppy it's going to be. But just understand, like, today, we're pointing towards the downside. We've got a couple of pretty clear, kind of order blocks. Right here is an order block, and also you're in this larger order block right here, which is still valid for you to take a trade just heading towards the downside. Again, just keep in mind that there is zero news today, and there is very high like, for example, we have already started chopping around the 1 hourly chart. So maybe you might just sweep the lows and then you might chop up to sweep the highs. Like today's probably not going to be super clear in terms of direction, which again is. So those are the couple of PDOAs that we're paying attention to. Now, obviously today we are going to have a short bias, which means ideally you still want to see a sweep of the Asia highs before you start going towards the downside, because that would make it a Asia akin London manipulation and New York potentially distribution. Whether or not that stands to happen, I have no idea yet. I'm recording this video much earlier than what I usually do. The second kind of scenario is that, you literally just start momentum trading towards the downside and price just kind of drops, which the trigger that you want to look for is already, kind of present in the sense that you already have this 1 hourly CISD. Now, is that the strongest CISD that could ever be present? Not really, because the strongest one is going to, like, just understand in the event that by the time you watch this video or at any point today, you get a hourly close beneath this level right here, which is 86,800, that is already valid enough for you to start taking trade towards the downside. And of course, I'm recording this video right now before even the London session. So feel free to trade during the London session or during the, like, basically there are two scenarios present. One is you sweep above the Asia highs and you get that manipulation. Second is you just get continuation towards the downside, both of which are valid. But just keep in mind that the overall market conditions today is not the best. Like, it's very far from, you have just what is looking like a big range. The chances are this is going to continue on for the rest of the year. Again, my advice remains the same. If you're, take some time, go back into the drawing board and learn a few. If you're in Blueprint, actually, and this is the perfect time for you to just absorb everything within Blueprint so that when the new year opens and when you get much better market conditions, you're going to be fully ready to just execute and start trading profitably. Like, things can go really, like 80% of the work is finding a profitable system, learning that profitable system, and then being sure that when you execute, you are able to trade the system and the system alone. That's 80% of the work. It's not super difficult. You can do this in a few weeks' time, and or potentially even a couple of weeks if you have the right. Now, Blueprint's currently closed, but there's any of you that might be interested in joining Blueprint. I might do a little Christmas flash just for, so stay tuned on my Twitter for any of those updates. Otherwise, like, yeah, if there happens to be any trades today, and if I happen to be, paying attention to the charts, I will definitely post it on Twitter. So make sure you follow me there. That's where I'm doing the setup yesterday as well. And I saw a lot of people just make, a really good trade out of it, especially on Ethereum, because Ethereum moved much more clean compared to Bitcoin. But just going back to Ethereum, so far we have a bearish daily bias. This is much more clear compared to Bitcoin. And now going to the 1 hourly chart, let's take a look. And we are also kind of chopping around in a range. And I think the trigger for Ethereum, you already have kind of like an early CISD on the 1 hourly chart over here. But I think ideally you're going to want to see a trade below this level right here to kind of confirm that things are already bearish. So this is going to be my trigger personally at 2910. You want to hourly close beneath it. At least it shows that you're below. But truthfully, around this area is already, kind of valid to trade from, considering that you have these relative highs. This right here is you're right. What I meant there is going down into the 5-minute chart just to see if there is something a little bit like, yeah, it's still like for Ethereum, you have a couple of relative equal highs above the Asia high where, you know, there's a chance where you might sweep it again, going to the Asia accumulation, London manipulation, New York distribution type of setup. If that happens, then that's going to be the ideal one. But at the same time, if you just start dumping from that point onwards, like that's already good enough. And again, the trigger is going to be that one. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this market update. Merry Christmas to all of you who are 2025 has been an absolutely fantastic year, especially if you guys have started following me from months before. Like, I'm sure you guys have made a lot of money just following this channel. We'll continue to keep up the good work. I will still be making these daily videos next year. But otherwise, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video and I'm going to start getting ready to go to the hospital.